Welcome to another episode of dotEDU. I'm your host, Travis Rand. Today we are going beyond the blackboard and talking with Amos Libby, musician, avid traveler, and professor. His personal and very extensive knowledge of Indian culture allows him to bring a real-world approach to teaching. Welcome, Amos. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
You are currently teaching tabla classes at Bates College and oud classes at Bowdoin College. How did you first get started in the music scene?
I was first exposed to music as a profession by my father. He was a musician. By the time I reached high school, after playing some guitar, I was exposed to Indian music through the family of a neighbor. They were very much interested in Indian culture, and I heard the music there and immediately wanted to know more about it and started to explore what instruments I was hearing. And as I became more involved in listening to Indian music, I was attracted especially to the percussion instruments called the tabla.
Are the tablas the drums you brought on set today?
Yes, these are North Indian tabla drums. They're the classical drums of North India.
And once you realized your passion for the Indian music, did you become more engaged in the culture? And what were your first couple experiences like traveling over there?
Well, I certainly became more involved in learning about the culture prior to traveling to India through playing these instruments. After getting exposed initially through a teacher in New York City who was from Pakistan, as you said, traveling to India certainly helped me to understand a lot more about the context of the music. The initial reaction I think anyone has to traveling to India is it can be quite overwhelming at first.
Yeah, huge population over there too.
Yeah, that's one of the considerations, of course, different sights and sounds and smells. But as I became more involved with my teacher there, I started to be a part of a community and felt very welcomed. So over time, it's become like a second home. After about 17 trips there, it definitely feels like a second home to me.
Wow. We're going to take a quick break and be back after a public service announcement from our sponsor, the University of Southern Maine. Hey.
How's it going?
I'm swamped. I'm having troubles back home, and I started too late to finish this project.
You look really stressed.
You know, you might want to consider talking to a counselor.
Yeah, Kristen did when her parents were going through that divorce.
It's worth checking out.
Hello? Hey. Yeah, I'm doing much better. Yeah, I worked out a plan with my counselor for this semester. Yeah, okay, that sounds great. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Stressed out or just need to talk to someone? For an appointment with a university counselor, call 780-4050 for the Portland and Gorham office or 753-6500 for the Lewiston Auburn office.
We're back here on dotEDU with our guest, Amos Libby. Before we left, Amos, we were speaking about the religion in India. You grew up in an Italian Catholic family, but I understand you have since converted to Hinduism. How did your love of the music and the culture transform into a complete alteration of your religious beliefs?
Well, the music in the region that I lived in and studied in South India is entirely devotional in nature, meaning it's religious music. And the music is sung in local languages that people can understand. Previously, religious practices in Hinduism in South India were all done in Sanskrit, which is an ancient scriptural language that most people don't understand.
Yeah.
So through learning about the music, you can't help but be exposed to religious ideas and spiritual ideas. And that happened with me, and I became attracted to the messages contained there and sort of started to make it a part of my everyday life. It's more of a lifestyle than it is a religion. So it affects things like diet, daily meditation practice, and just general worldview. So the music really brought me to that. And the exploration has also brought me to look at music and culture from other parts of the world, for example, the Middle East and Turkey, which I also do.
It sounds like the religion, the music, and the culture all kind of weave together over there.
They definitely do in this case, of course, yeah.
Yeah. And how would people get more information about you and Akbari? Do you have a website?
We do. It's www.okbari.org. That's OKBARI. And again, that would be Middle Eastern music as opposed to Indian music, which is the other area of the world and music that I explore in my life.
That's awesome. Thank you for joining us today, Amos.
Thanks for having me.
And please enjoy the sounds of Amos Libby of Akbari. And thank you for joining us today on another episode of dotEDU.
Gamze'deyim devam olmam, garibim bir yuvam olmam. Gamze'deyim devam olmam, garibim bir yuvam olmam. Kaderimdir hep çektiğine, İnnelerim hiç de almam. Kaderimdir hep çektiğine, İnnelerim